What are the Fed meeting minutes revealing about this market? Where are we going to go from here? Market sold off slightly yesterday. Crypto down from its kind of yearly high, 2023 high, 25,000, dipped below 24,000 again. Stock market actually sold off aggressively already on Tuesday. It was banking holiday on Monday. I discussed this in the weekly preview video. And yesterday, Wednesday, meeting minutes from the Fed, always 3 weeks after their announcement of the interest rates. Today we have a bit of a China focus on Thursday, and then tomorrow we have a realistic focus. Now, what do the meeting minutes reveal? They actually reveal exactly what we have been expecting from the beginning of the year, namely that the Fed is not going to become all too relevant unless they're going to start printing money. So unless they're really going to go into some kind of program to really kind of support the entire economy. But if they're just going to stick to their game plan, and their game plan at the moment is do another 1 or 2 interest rate hikes, the market kind of is always hoping that this is not going to happen, but the Fed has been sticking to that. Meeting minutes yesterday revealed exactly that. Absolutely zero surprise. And that's also why the market hasn't been doing actually all too much other than, well, wavering a bit up and down. On the crypto side, people, I see this on social, people are starting to get frustrated. They want to have some trend. They want to have some momentum. They're like, it's not breaking the 25,000. You see, I'm a bear, and the bears are going to win this. And then the bulls are like, this is absolutely fine. We're going to go down a bit, then we go up again. And so, unless we're going to see some money printing, unless we're going to see extreme change of heart by the Fed, I do not think we're going to see anything different the entire rest of the year. It will be very much as expected. And what we rather have to look for, and that is exactly also why on Tuesday we have seen a very strong sell-off in the market. It all comes down to the actual fundamental data. The consumer is not doing well. The sentiment of the consumer is not well. A lot of the very high-paying jobs in the tech sector, they're disappearing. People all around the world, especially in the tech sector, are losing jobs. There's very few companies like my own who are still growing, still hiring. But a lot of it comes down from us not having any outside investors. So we had to grow organically, where most of these other companies were flush with cash, especially during the pandemic. They raised funds, they grew exponentially, and now they just have to downsize. So it's not necessarily that we are doing anything different. We just didn't grow as aggressively during the up years, and now we don't have to shrink during the down years. Meta has announced that they're going to do another round of layoffs. And I mean, last time they did, they fired about 10% of the company, 11, 12,000 people. And rumors has it they're going to do more this time. One key thing that, for example, the Mark Zuckerberg statement also said was that they want to push middle management into actually more hands-on roles. They want to remove the layers. And that's a very interesting approach, because I actually think a lot of people in these really large companies has absolutely no idea how to be useful anymore. That means they cannot be hands-on. They don't know what to do there, but they also really lack the skills of true leadership. And again, leadership is also very key to understand. It means that you can inspire a group of people to walk into a certain direction, to be in synchrony, to align, to kind of put all their backgrounds, diversities, and so on aside, and focus on a single goal. And this is not something that's very natural. To me, that's always so inspiring, living in Singapore. And if you have never been to Singapore, you're not so much aware of that probably. But Singapore has, or had, one of the most inspiring leaders I think the world has ever seen, with Lee Kuan Yew, who really got Singapore out of this. And Singapore is a very diverse mix of ethnicities, of religions, of backgrounds. It's the only country at the equator that doesn't have natural resources that is one of the richest countries in the world. There's no other country. And it all comes down to great decision making. And that comes all down to great leadership. unifying those different backgrounds, different belief systems into a common goal. And in most companies, in most organizations, that skill is completely lost. And it's also completely lost to be hands-on. And so we're going to see this more and more. People are going to realize, hey, you know what? I actually don't need 10, 12, 15, 20% of the company, simply because this is just this fat that just kind of got accumulated during those like extreme easy times. And now it's time to really trim and slim up and just kind of become lean and efficient again. And that's going to be a natural behavior. You look at the savings rates. Savings rates right now, completely low, which is not good because that means there's no buffer. Credit card debt is spiking tremendously. So what you're seeing in all of that, real estate, right? So if I would give it one entire thing here, and I really hope when you're listening to this on a podcast or you're watching this, you kind of pay attention to that. People with this entire TikTok culture and whatever have this wrong idea that this is going to be a fast turnaround. So they're like, yeah, I mean, this is it. Like, we're going to do this V-shaped recovery of 2020. Everything is going to be over. It's like so quick. And look, I want to be honest. It could be if the Fed steps in and does exactly what they did in 2020, which is money printing. And if they go this route, we're going to have this no lending scenario. We're going to have this stagflation scenario that, fingers crossed, I hope we do not see, because that's really, really painful. We're going to have COVID, that COVID reaction with the economy all over again, right? It's so difficult to deal with that. It requires a lot of luck. It's so tricky to kind of navigate that. So I hope this is not going to happen. But people really kind of expect this. And you see this, they're kind of just trying to get over the hump. They're like, okay, I'm a bit short of money right now, but in 3 or 6 months, it's going to get better. They are not prepared that it's not necessarily going to get way worse, but it could get slightly worse, right? Prices are going to go down slightly. The economy is going to do slightly worse. Companies are going to do a slightly more number of layoffs and so on. And so all that together is, in my opinion, what the Fed meeting minutes are really highlighting. And it's what people really struggle with at the moment. So what does this mean? What's the action plan here, right? And I think that's key. Number one, I mentioned this so many times at the beginning of the year. You have to have patience. At the moment, patience is so essential. Number two, make sure you have enough cash on the sidelines. I think it's more about a total number of months you can live with that rather than a percentage, right? A lot of my friends right now, I want to admit, a lot of them are on the very, very high net worth situation. They have all-time percentages of their portfolios in cash. Why? It's because they're like, look, at the moment, I'd rather be like not so much on the upside. I rather don't want to make too aggressive bets, but I just don't want to be wrong right now. And so their portfolios are highly, highly, highly focused on cash. They take 5% per year right now in their cash portfolios. And I'm like, look, I'm super fine with 5%. So I understand that, many times when you're not so wealthy, you feel like you need to rip it right now. You feel like, you have another year and then you have to be done. It's like in surfing, right? Being a professional surfer, one of the biggest lessons is, like, the conditions matter. If you have perfect waves, you have perfect wind, everything is totally different. You're not going to go out and you try to do certain things in the wrong conditions. And a lot of investors always try to do that. So really, that's lesson number 2. And lesson number 3, especially right now into stocks, into crypto, you need to look for value. You need to look for utility. And if you find those gems, right, on the stock side, on the crypto side, dollar cost average into them. That is what I'm doing right now. I know that, if I wanted to be a YouTube influencer, I should be giving you these really quick action advices where now in, now out, look at the chart, look at this. Reality is, these people that sell you all that stuff, they have no clue about it. They're making their money by your eyeballs. I don't. I seriously don't. Simply because I make my money from long-term investing. I make my money from being a business owner. And I align my interests 100% with that of our customers. And so I just want to be very clear. Look for dollar cost averaging. Go into the strong coins. Look at Ethereum, DeFi chain. These are the coins that I'm investing in. I'm not saying that's what you should be investing in. I'm just saying I see super strong utility in that. It doesn't need like a lot of emotions or hopium or something. It's very, very clear. If you find other coins that have that, go for that. I don't think there's anything wrong with it. You just need to kind of feel and find that for yourself. And yeah, and last but not least is to really put your head down and focus on actually shaping your own destiny with your own efforts. Don't hope that someone else, in this case your investment, is your lottery ticket. If that is your hope, right, it's tough. Like, that should be a multiplier, but it shouldn't be your hope. So these are just a couple of things here. So that's for me for the meeting minutes yesterday. Let's see what China is bringing out today. Real estate, and yeah, again, I still think we're gonna see a bit of a sideways month. If we're slipping down the under 23,000 now on Bitcoin, we may actually see a red month, but at the moment I'm expecting really more of a sideways month, not expecting all too much. So fingers crossed. Let's hope the momentum stays positive. It's okay if it's a bit sideways, just not downwards. Yeah, I'm off early day, super early day. Meeting with HR, and then yeah, back to back. And yeah, I'm off for a business trip on the weekend. Just 2 nights, short trip. Not much in the travel mood anymore, but that's how it is. Yeah, and then I'll see you probably. So there's no video probably over the weekend, and I am gonna make my Monday intro video maybe already on Sunday from the airport. So let's see. Just because on Monday I'm actually gonna be on a plane. So on the way back to Singapore. So that's kind of the plan. With this, see you. If there's anything else, I'll shoot you a message. All the best. Stay healthy, stay safe, and talk soon. Cheers.